Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? Because it's time to put them on. Because the conversation starts now. Sometimes I get there and don't want to let go.
Nice. I know. I felt it like dropping in.
All right. So anyway,
Yeah.
we are going to soar back up here on the edge, brains. I gotta get this in the right place. Let me get my chair right. It's a conversation as pointed and the guests are sharp and the responses are never dull and the host is stuttering. Brains, I am Marije Miller. She's up in
Hello.
Santa Cruz, California. If you've never been up there, baby, it's luxury. Like San Diego. You ever come down to San Diego?
I do. Yeah, sometimes.
I
Yeah, it's
know.
beautiful.
I know it's a
Yeah.
beautiful drive.
Yeah.
If you were adventurous and went on a motorcycle, it's just something sexy about that. How long have you lived in
Yeah.
Santa Cruz?
Oh my gosh, it's been 11 years? No, about 13 years, something like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's been a while.
So let's get to know you a little bit. Let me start my interview a little bit differently this time. Usually, we ramp up with the bio, but I'm gonna ask you some questions. Just some straight out questions just to see where you are. All right. We both
Fun.
discovered that we're both Leos.
Yes.
Okay, and we both had that conversation. But if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Oh, that's a difficult question because I love animals and I love birds.
Mm.
Um, I would choose the mountain lion today.
Wow. Look at that. You still got that predator in you.
Well, you know what? The mountain lion, I think, is very much misunderstood. We actually have them here in the neighborhood, and they come down from the mountain at night. And on a lucky day, someone shares their video where you can see this beautiful animal just gracefully walking down their territory.
Mm.
It's just, there's such a, yes, power, but very gracious power. And they don't take what's not necessary for them. They
Mm.
provide for their troop, their
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 tribe, yeah.
babies. Yeah. Um yeah, there's something
Well, you're
really
more
beautiful.
adventurous than me. I don't want to be that close to the cotton picking mountain lion. You know what animal I would be?
Mm.
A party animal.
Oh, I like it.
What planet are you from?
I am currently from Earth, but I've been at many other planets.
Really? Have you ever just really, just really felt like you were just out there so much and the energy and the vibe was just so frequent that you were somewhere
Yeah.
else?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I've
Totally.
done that
Yeah,
too.
I'm not alone. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've been once described as like a hummingbird,
Mm.
coming from different planets, just touching, feeling, tasting, and then moving on to the next. And yeah, kind of resonates.
And if you were an appliance in the kitchen, what appliance would you be?
Oh, I love that. I would be a Vitamix. I love my smoothies. I love being able to blend
Really?
everything.
Oh, I think I'd be the refrigerator. I just want to chill.
Nice.
If you had three wishes, what would they be?
Oh man. Ooh, world peace, more compassion in the world for each other, and a great climate solution.
Wow, you
Yeah.
got big dreams.
Yeah.
So we put all that together, and that's your human design. That's who you are,
Ooh.
right? We put together the
Yeah.
pieces of who you are, gave you a little snapshot, and you were able to identify and resonate and just go right there. But there's people out there that are scattered. They have no
Yes.
idea of how to construct this, and that's what you're a master at. Tell them what you
Mm,
do.
thank you. Yes. So I am a coach. I'm a professional certified coach, and I use human design as a tool to really help you ground into a way of alignment with what you do. So a lot of times I work with women, mostly spiritually oriented women because they're the ones who know that there's more to them in the world than just, the 3D. So it's about what has meaning for you, what can how can you apply your energy best. So human design is an amazing tool that gives you that insight, that makes it really easy for you to recognize where your gifts are and how you can apply them. And that's really what I love because it's so practical. It really gives you a how to. Yeah, sometimes people call it like your blueprint. Yeah.
Well, that sounds all easy for you because you do the work. You got people out here that are alcoholics. You got prostitutes.
Yeah.
You've got the disenfranchised and overlooked. And we
Yeah.
can throw all this big $25 hocus pocus alamocus. But we got to get to the root cause. And people don't want to even go that deep. Girl, they just go from a flicker to a flame. What do you tell people that are on angst just to, how to mellow out and start trying to
Yeah.
figure out what your blueprint is?
Yeah, you know what? Hearing you say that though, I don't fully agree because I actually work with women who are abused. I work with women who have just come out of jail, who are or prison, and who are um, kind of re-entering society. And what I find is that they are in such a space of transition. Everything is transitioning around them that they are looking for that inner anchor, and they're looking for like a guide like in themselves, right? And that's what I love about human design and the work that I do, is to be able to get people into their connection with themselves, their inner knowing. Because you can listen to other people like you, me, so many people telling you how to live your life, but ultimately you're the one who's doing it. And especially people who are dealing with so much angst, as you were saying, the tendency is to look outside of yourself, right? What
Right.
can I control? And when you're able to just use those specific things that you know of yourself that you can fully rely on, and get in touch with your inner knowing, your inner
Absolutely.
wisdom,
Absolutely.
that is your guide.
But I'm telling you, girl, it's some deep work. That and the
Yes.
price of gas. What is the price of gas up north?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you really want to know? I think the latest that I saw was like 658 or something.
Well, they have the
Yeah.
nerve to have some $7 gas here. That's premium, for the Audis and
Wow.
all that kind of stuff. That's just
Yeah. Yeah.
highway
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
robbery.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
highway robbery. What do you do for fun and recreation, Mariah?
Oh. Oh my gosh. I live near the ocean, right? So
Uh,
I love my walks along the ocean. We have great hiking in the neighborhood. We just discovered a new park, or at least
yeah,
new
you
to
got
us. It's
that
been
cotton
there.
picking mountain lion out there.
Yeah, they tend to stay away from the people though. It's like I said, it's the cameras that picks them up. But yeah, beautiful area here.
You have
Love the
children?
hiking. I do. Between my husband and I, we have five.
You got a
So
blended family. Go on, Vitamix.
exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, with grandchildren. They even have two
Wow.
grandchildren. Yeah, two step grandchildren.
What
They're
does that
sweet.
look like? I'm a step parent too.
Mm.
I'm a step parent too. And I don't know. It's a
Mhm.
lot of work. It's building trust. It's building a relationship. We don't get enough credit when we're cool step parents. When you got all that drama going on, then yeah, you're all that. But when you just blend the family, it is what it is.
Yeah,
It just makes it
yeah.
so easy for the kids. Was it an easy transition for you to merge your family?
I'd like to think so. I'd really like to think so. Let's just say that they all are getting along. They all have gotten along ever since we started that blend. So my husband's children are older than mine. So when mine came in, they were excited about having the older brothers,
Mm.
and the older brothers were like, okay, yeah, this is cool, and now I'm done, so I'm closing my door.
Uh,
So it was easy in that
yeah,
sense.
right.
There was that separation in that area. How about for you?
Uh, to me, it was a learning opportunity.
For sure.
What the learning opportunity was putting on my big girl panties and being in love with his mother. We are the best of
Oh,
friends. We are the
wow.
peanut butter and jelly. Now, but girl, it took work.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
blood, sweat, and tears. So I learned that. But I learned the power of sisterhood. But another thing I
Mm.
learned is don't get between the biological and their child. You still a step
Mm.
parent, stay in your lane.
Yes, totally.
Stay in your lane, or you will get run over. So
Yeah.
I don't even do
Yeah.
that. I don't back and forth the conversation. If it's gonna hurt you and endanger you, I'll speak up. But other than that, because
Yeah.
it'll jack you
Well,
up.
you know what? It's so interesting that you're bringing this up because I actually, so one of the things that I do to entertain and educate people is I do these mini human design recordings, and I actually just recorded one on parenting. Like there is this parent and there is this younger person, and the younger person was the one with this question like, okay, how do I deal with my father? He just, he's very intense and can be overwhelming. How do I do that? And the beauty is that with human design, you can put these two charts together and you can find some ways to manage it. And that's exactly what happened for me when I got to human design. Gosh, I can tell you stories about my mom and I,
Mm.
that weren't like the best situation. It was always, we can do a couple of days together, but then we're starting to look for the exit. And not anymore because I've got that insight through human design, because I kind of know her points, my triggers. It's just been like lovely. Like every time she comes to visit or I go there, we're like 2 weeks together. And she says at the end, every single time, by this time she should expect it, but every single time it's like, wow, we didn't even fight.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
but
mom.
you're doing the work. Is she doing the work too? Because sometimes you can do the work and run up against opposition, honey. Now you know that. You could be living with some cuckoo crazy.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Well, I assume that she's doing the work, but I just really find through human design that it really just gives me, it gives me my responsibility to be able to do what I can do.
Okay, give me a
Yeah.
little bit more insight into the modality. Is this talk therapy? Is this hypnotherapy? I'm just trying to frame it, not kind of pigeonhole
Yeah.
it. Reiki, energy work, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of explain if you had to say, human design, I get it, but what do I tell somebody it is?
Yeah. No, great question. So think of human design as a combination of astrology, I Ching, Kabbalah, chakra system. So, in other words, like astrology, you use the birth information. And with that birth information, you create a chart or you get a chart. The chart has a number of squares, triangles that are connected in a particular way. Some things are colored in and they are yellow or green or brown, and other things are just white. And
Right.
so there's a whole bunch of numbers. And
Mhm.
that's why it's easier to have someone read it for you than trying to delve into it yourself, because there's a lot of information in it. So the
Now,
the go ahead.
I'm sorry. Now, what do you say to the person that says this is hocus pocus alamocus? This is witchcraft.
Oh,
I,
I love
I'm,
that.
I just keep it 100.
Yeah, no, I love that. And that is very, very true that that has happened. That someone came to me and said, okay, my friend told me I really needed to do this. I don't believe in it. Okay, great. Within an hour and a half, at the end, he was like, you really got this from my birth information? Like he was stunned and he had gone inward so much. He felt so seen, so recognized. There was this softness in his face. He was just completely changed.
He was looking into those beautiful green blue eyes you have and was dazed. He was hypnotized. Well, and that's great. And, and I understand the power of energy. I believe in miracles. I believe it. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I've seen some
Yes.
miracles. So I'm
Yeah.
not questioning that. But it's a risk. People, when you open yourself up to spirit,
Yeah.
universe, you have to be careful. That's an open conduit, and other things get in, or things are trapped and you're not ready to release that subconscious mind. And then you got that neuro linguistic program and that constant chatter in the brain. Girls, it could be a
Yeah.
nightmare. But, you got to work with a trained professional like you that understands this. How long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been coaching since 2001,
Wow.
and human design came in 2004. So I've been doing this for a long time.
What kind of coaching?
life coaching, career coaching. So people come to me with, I, especially right now after the pandemic, right? Okay, we're ready to kind of find our way back in. I've realized that whatever I've been doing is not what makes my heart sing. What can I do? So we use the human design to take a look at, what's under the hood. And then we do coaching around
Mhm.
more practical goal setting, really doing the steps to get towards that new direction. And whether that is, hey, I want to retire, or I am retired, what do I do next?
Mhm.
Or I really just want to do a completely different thing. I finally want to establish my own business as a spiritual, practitioner of some kind.
Mm, mhm, mhm, mhm.
So
So you take
yeah.
people pretty much from cradle to grave.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to talk with the cradle people, but yes.
Well, you have been a cradle full of information, Marije Miller. Thank you so much for being here on the edge. Tell my brains how to get in contact with you, reach you, connect with you, and get your human designed.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to my website, which is www.connectingnewdots.com, you will see that you can request your free human design chart, which I will be happy to create for you and send. And then you'll get even a couple of videos about your type and about an aspect that will help you within relationships. I also have my human design deck, oracle cards. It's inspired by human design. And these oracle cards will help you basically tap into your own inner knowing by simply listening to your intuition, and you'll get your own messages. So
Let
it's
me ask you
designed
real
to
quick
really.
before we conclude.
Sure.
How do oracle cards work? So, I see
Yeah.
people sometimes, they'll fumble with them and whatever card falls out, that's whatever card it is. Some people lay them out like kind of tell a story, but they're not tarot. What's the
Right.
difference?
Okay. So Tarot is a really beautiful system that is centuries old, and it has two, separate components. One that will tell you the area of life, and then the other one are kind of the smaller cards that will give you additional insight. And while you can have various tarots of different kinds, it is always based on those two subsets. Oracle cards is much freer in a sense. It's basically, um, yeah, every oracle is different. My oracle has three different subsets, so that whenever you come with a particular question, you can get information, you can get deeper insight, but it also gives you a particular strategy and how to manage it.
Mm.
Or you can simply do what you just said. You just shuffle the cards and you just ask the cards, okay, what is it that
Shuffle,
I need to
shuffle the
know?
cards for me and see what you come up with. I got some stuff going
Okay.
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I feel like I'm at
All
the
right.
the life gambling table in Vegas. You're gonna tell me some good stuff. All right.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then do a 3 card spread. Okay. And first, I'm shuffling these cards that will give us an insight into what the area of your life is that is currently requiring some additional insight or growth.
Okay.
Okay. So, hmm. So the area that comes up, and I'll show you this card. Can you see it? This is the
Okay.
crown.
Oh
So
boy.
this is about, yeah, this is about inspiration. Now, inspiration comes in from above, right? It comes in. And the beautiful thing with inspiration is that it can give us a lot of clarity. However, there is a tendency that there can be a lot of distractions going on. There can be a lot of like thoughts moving and confusing the real clarity that needs to happen. So what this card is telling you is to take a step back, don't overthink, just allow the clarity to come in. By trying to get clear and make things happen, you're actually pushing it away. So this will allow you the clarity to come in just by, meditate, take walks, but align to yourself without the pressure. Okay, so that's your main area. And
Yep.
then the second card will give us a little bit more information about that. And this card, it's called the well. And
Oh
the
boy.
well, as you can see on this card, it's all about information, right? And what the well asks you to do is there is a depth of information that you have, and it's also asking you to continue to refresh that information.
Mm,
Because if you are just sitting with what you know, it will get stale. And in this instance, it's asking you, if we go back to your previous card, to not force it, but to go back to school in whatever way that is, whether it's taking a class or opening a book, but really delving into getting more information without pressure, but allowing the clarity to evolve that way.
okay.
And then the last card is suggesting how you can go about this information of gaining more clarity.
Okay.
And that one is, ooh,
Well, that's a pretty card.
yeah, this is the emotional wisdom.
Oh, I'm a,
Resonates.
I'm a sucker for love. I'm a sucker for love. Yeah.
Yeah. So emotional wisdom talks about that. It talks about emotions and the wave that emotions have. You
Mm,
know, sometimes you can be fully excited about something, sometimes it can actually drop you deep
yeah.
into more depressed feelings. And this says just allow the wave to move through so you can gather the wisdom of, the different questions that you will ask
Mhm,
wherever you are on your emotional wave,
mhm.
so that at that point you have the clarity of that answer. See, it all goes back to that clarity from your first card.
Yeah. So I need to wash it up and clean it
Yes.
up. Go ride with the
Yes.
waves. Thank you so much for doing
Yes.
that for me. That was pretty good. And I needed that. I had another one of my guests that went around London where she lives and took pictures of traffic circles so that I could make my own public service announcement.
Oh,
They're
I love it.
different, but how they're designed to be used, they have
Yeah.
not done a good job at that. But you've done an excellent job. And thank you so much for showing me how to design my human.
I love it. I love it. It's
You're
been
the
such a
best.
pleasure.
You're the best. We'll connect real soon.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much. You
Okay.
take care.
Bye, brains. Oops. I've got to show you where you're at right here. Don't leave until you know where you're at. Okay. Like, love, and share. Bye bye.